Today's video is a collab with Dawn from The Minimal Mom, who's my favorite YouTuber. This is such an honor for me to do this video with her, and we're chatting and having a great time and decluttering our kitchens at the same time. So hi, thank you so much for collabing. I have to say that I love your channel so much. I do. You inspire me. I could never be a minimalist, but tell me what your definition of a minimalist is, because out there in the world, there's so many different definitions. It's like you have one stick and one shoe, and that's what makes a minimalist. Yeah, right. I don't think that's true, so I want to hear your definition.
So for us, it's really been just cutting out everything that we don't actually use. So everything that we decide to keep in our house has a purpose and we use it, or we find it enjoyable. So yes, we still have, like Tom and I thought about these open shelves. I just want one place to decorate, you know, but it's nice just having that one spot. So we still have like some decorations. I sometimes get a hard time for having throw pillows, but that fits into my definition of minimalism. But basically we have just gotten rid of like 80% of the stuff in our house because it was like not serving us, it was not getting used, and we really didn't need it and we don't miss it.
80%, that's amazing. I need to step up my game a little bit, because the truth is I'm totally a clutterbug still, but I cannot deny that every time I do a big purge and a big declutter, my life is easier afterwards. Are you seeing the same thing? Like, just life is so much easier.
Well, and what's funny, Cass, is like I completely relate to that because I'm a messy person. You know what's funny? People will sometimes comment on my videos and ask if we're related. So, which is like a huge honor to me, and I'm like, oh my goodness, in my dreams, like I would love that.
It's an honor to me too. I love that.
But like when you were like, I love Taco Bell, like I have no chin, like whatever, I was just like, that's me, like that is totally me, and I'm a messy person, and I really feel like minimalism is totally suited for messy people, because for me, when I have less to manage, less to take care of, less to organize, then I do so much better with it, because otherwise it is just always a mess.
Yeah, and it's scary. It's a scary process when you first started getting rid of things. So I find it gets easier over time, but it's that fear, like, will I regret this? Mm-hmm. Will I have to buy this again? Is it wasteful to declutter things from my home? Did you feel that when you started this journey? And do you still feel like that now?
A little bit, especially when I started, our kids were young, and so I had a lot of uncertainty, like, well, what if they need this in the future? What if we have another baby? And certainly right now, with the times that we're all in right now, I find myself like, well, what if this quarantine lasts for 6 months? Like, are we gonna have enough stuff? But what's so funny is that I just build confidence over time. Like you said, it gets easier, and I realized that I wasn't missing the stuff as I was getting rid of it, and there was something so magical about only having a few plates and bowls and only having a few different options of shirts to wear in my closet, and I couldn't believe the stress and the mental like strain it took off from not having to make so many decisions, that I was just like, oh, this is just so good, and it just keeps getting better and better. And so I know you say that you could never be a minimalist, but I think you might, I don't know, I think you would actually potentially enjoy it.
I'm like a wannabe minimalist. I'm still a clutterbug, so that's the thing. Like, in my mind, I'm like a minimalist. I love throw pillows, and I love decorating for different seasons. And so I have like Valentine's Day stuff, but that brings me so much joy. So in my mind, I'm like, I'd have to get rid of all that if I embrace minimalism, and I don't want to. I love having all of those things that make me happy. But I love that you're saying it's things that are serving you right now. And so if you look at minimalism like that, I just think that's such a better way to look at it. Is minimalism a scale, do you think? Is there like a scale, and some people are more extreme than other people?
To me, it wasn't like, oh, I have to prove something to the world, or I can only have this number of possessions. I was just like, it was all about me and our house getting to a point where, having 4 kids, I didn't feel crazy all of the time, and we could stay on top of it. And what was interesting is I had to go a lot further than I would have thought to get to that point. And so for me, it's just been an inventory thing. And I think we all have different capacity for different amounts of inventory. And so like right now, having our kitchen cupboards full of food is driving me nuts because it's so much inventory to manage. And I'm glad we have the food and we're stocked up for this time that we need right now. But I'm really excited once this is passed to use everything up again and get it back down to a manageable amount where I know what's in there, the kids know what's in there, and we're really using up what we have on a weekly basis.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think today's the day I'm going to practice some minimalism in my kitchen. I'm decluttering the kitchen with you today. And for me, I have too many like pots and pans that I never use that I hold on just in case. But they're making my one pot cupboard so jammed that the kids are having a hard time cooking. The kids are cooking right now. So I declutter my kitchen a lot, but I haven't been ruthless. I haven't looked at it from like, what am I actually not using and why the heck am I keeping it if I'm not using it? So today, that stuff's gonna go.
Especially if you want your kids to cook more and to clean up after they cook, right?
Yeah, the girls are in charge of cleaning the kitchen every morning and every night during this time, and they're in charge of making dinner every night. I'm like, no, not that pot. Yeah. That pot sucks. Not that pan. Don't use that one. The handle's wobbly. Oh, don't use that one. The finish is scratched off. And my kids are like, then why do we have it? You know, it's true.
That's awesome.
Why do we have it? So
right.
You've inspired me today. Let's declutter. Let's see who gets the biggest pile. We'll make it a competition.
Yeah, I love that. Well, and honestly, Cass, like we have one saucepan, one bigger pot, and one frying pan. Well, we only have 3 burners that work, so that's like literally the most I can use at any given time. But what I love, especially when the kids are helping cooking, which is so fun, is that they cannot pull another frying pan out of the drawer. Like they literally have to wash the one that they're using. So we never have a stack of pots and pans are the worst to wash, especially once they've sat overnight. And so we never have a stack anymore of them to wash. And I love that so much.
So this means I'm totally gonna win the competition because you already decluttered your kitchen.
Yeah.
No competition.
Yep. You're a shoo-in for this one.
I definitely have a lot. I know I have, I went to Costco like 2 years ago and bought a big box of sweet and salty popcorn. Sweet and salty popcorn is disgusting. It's still in the cabinet. So we pull it out, we're like, oh, sweet and salty. And we put it back in it's probably expired. And we put it back in the cupboard. Why? Why am I holding on to this, you know? We're literally now home and quarantined and we still won't eat it. So it's got to go. So yeah, I love this and I'm excited to look in all of those hidden spots and find things that I've forgotten about because they've been out of sight.
Well, and I know for me, Cass, that one of the things that was probably the hardest to declutter in my kitchen was the expensive like gadgets and appliances. And what I realized after a while, really thinking about like, why don't I use these? Like I bought money thinking it was gonna be, or I spent money thinking it was gonna be so awesome, and I never used them. And I realized that for a lot of things like my blender and my food processor and choppy things, they were such a pain to clean up. Or bread machines, I've heard, are a big pain to clean up. And so I found that I would rather chop it by hand or whatever else instead of having to clean it. And so I think this is a good time too to take a really hard look at our appliances or gadgets and things and say, if I'm not using it during quarantine cooking right now, like when I'm doing a lot of cooking at home, chances are I am not gonna use it in the future.
It's so true. And I think Fantasy Cass thinks that one day she's gonna be like Chef Boyardee or something. So I've bought things like fancy, you know, peelers that make things into curls, and I am never going to do that. Fantasy Cass is not a reality. It's time to let all of those things go. I was so inspired by Dawn. Look at all the stuff I decluttered and purged from my kitchen. You guys, I wasn't using any of this stuff. Why was I holding on to it? I hope you're also feeling amazingly inspired by the Minimal Mom. So exciting. Thank you so much.
Oh, I know. I want to ask you a question. We didn't really do much personal stuff on this one. So Tom originally said he would never be in any of my videos, and then I kind of like tricked him when we were doing our kitchen remodel, and then he like came alive on the videos. Like my mom was like, I feel like you've been married to Tom for 10 years, but I feel like I'm just getting to know him now by seeing him on your videos. Do you think you'll ever get Joe to be in any of your videos?
I would love if Joe did a video. He is the most awkward antisocial person in the world. He would never do it. He says watching my videos make him feel embarrassed. He feels secondhand embarrassment when he watches my video, so he could never do it ever. And my girls Izzy and Abby, they're 13 and 11, and they're now not wanting to be in any videos either. So if you don't want to be in a video, I'm not going to force you, but I wish Joe would, because he's so funny. He's just he just complements my personality so much. He's so opposite
I bet,
of me, and
yeah.
I would love that, but he
Yeah.
would never, ever do it. He's mortified with the idea of, even like if there's the back of his head, he's like, he's cringing inside, so.
So let's all leave comments down below telling Joe that we would really like to see him on a video.
I would love that. I would love to do like a marriage Q&A with him.
Oh my goodness. Yes,
I
please
would
do
love that. I can pretty much guarantee he would never. But maybe if you guys can convince him in the comments, I mean, I would love that. I'm so excited to declutter right now. You've inspired me just looking at minimalism in a different way. I always thought it was like so stark and so something I could never even consider, because I do have a lot of stuff and love my things, but I love the way that you define minimalism, and it's inspiring me to give it a try.
That's awesome. Well, and Cassie, what I've heard a lot of testimonies is for parents that have kids on the ADHD or the autism spectrum, that it has been incredibly helpful to have their spaces highly simplified, and they've seen so much benefit to their kids by doing that. And so I think that's another encouragement too. I know you said you get ADHD, and that really our brains function a lot better when there's less stuff to inventory and to take care of.
It's so true. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
If you follow either of us on social media, if you're decluttering your kitchen today, please post a picture and tag us.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm going to put links to our tags down below. So I want to see who else is feeling inspired to declutter their kitchen.
That's awesome. Yes.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. So thank you guys so much for those of you who have stayed to the end. How fun was this? I'm super excited. Listen, Dawn, I want you to just tell us something hilarious or embarrassing that has happened to you. I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh, goodness.
Do you have something? Have you ever split your pants open while riding a bicycle, or had to climb over a balcony naked? No? Talk to a garbage can at Taco Bell? You love Taco Bell too.
I know, I feel like my life is so boring compared to yours. Like, I love your stories at the end, and I just wait for them. Like, whenever you have a new video, I'm like, I can't wait to see what Cass is gonna talk about at the end.
And this is my life is calamity hour sometimes. I think a big part of that is ADHD. So I'm not always thinking about what I'm doing things before, but I'm getting the sense that you're more of, have you taken the Clutterbug test? I feel like you're more of a micro thinker.
No, I'm more of a macro. Like, give me big categories, big folders, big bins, and I need to see it. Otherwise it's gone.
Okay, so you're like a butterfly. Yep. That's amazing. And yet you don't find yourself outside with your pants around your ankles. I'm impressed.
It is funny because when I first, one of my very first videos was about simplifying laundry. And so I'm like, throw all your kids' clothes in bins. Like, what are we talking about? Why are you wasting your time folding it? And there was so much pushback on that of people like, you fold your laundry while you're watching TV. I don't understand what the big deal is. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm not like everybody else. But then the other half of the people were like, yeah, you go girl, like you throw those clothes in a bin.
Yeah, because we definitely don't all do things the same way. I am like shove it in with your foot if it doesn't fit kind of person. I fold nothing. And if things are wrinkled, I just start the dryer again.
Yeah, you just wear it for a little bit and then they go away. It's fine.
It falls out, you're fine. I love that. So do you ever feel like, sometimes I feel like a fraud, right? Because I'm on YouTube trying to tell people how to get their life together, and I do these things that feel like the complete opposite of someone who has their life together.
Yeah. Totally get that, yeah. That's why you just get rid of all your stuff.
That's why you get rid of all your stuff. I love that. I love that. Yes.
Yep.
It's so, I love talking to you. I feel like there's so many people who watch my channel and say, oh my gosh, I feel like we're the same person. But I really feel like we are kind of the same person. We have...
Like, I wish we could just go to Taco Bell right now and go through the drive-thru together so we don't have to go in and like be with people. Like, or maybe we'd go in our separate cars, I don't know, and then sit and talk on the phone next to each other.
That sounds lovely. Yeah, social distancing in our minivans or whatever.
Yeah, think about it. Maybe we can arrange it.
Maybe we can. Well, thank you so much. I love this. I'm feeling so inspired and I adore you and I think you're an amazing YouTuber. And so everyone watching, please, please, please check out her channel. Don't leave me though. I feel like as soon as people watch you, they're going to be like, Clutterbug who? Because
No
you're
way.
incredible. You're incredible. It's such an honor to make a video with you. So thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys next time.